Actually, we always talk about, a lot of people talk about what they love, right? Food-wise, they love. Let's bring out the negative, all right? Let's bring out what you hate, all right, with Polish food. What do you hate? Or, okay, what won't you try?
He's like, what? You know what?
Why did that make you laugh, though?
It was just making a funny noise. Aww.
Dzień dobry, cześć, hello. Welcome, guys, to the 6th episode. 6th already episode. I
Can't believe it.
How you doing, Phil? How you doing?
Doing all right, for such a short week. It sure didn't feel like it.
Yeah, I know.
For those that don't know, last weekend in America was a holiday, Memorial Day.
I saw.
So
yeah. Sorry.
We had Monday off and everything like that. So
I saw you had your Lech.
Yes. So we went up to my wife's cousin's house, and he has he lives near a lake. So we went up to the lake and we broke out the kielbasa. We broke out the Lech.
I saw that. Looked fun.
It was nice. Yeah. Actually, I was surprised because I think a lot of Americans usually don't celebrate properly. Maybe it's the right way to put it. These kind of holidays, they just go out, take the day off, and go have fun and everything like that. Yeah. And so the lake is it's like a private lake for the neighborhood that lives there, right? And so everybody's gathered in this one spot and everything like that. And I was very surprised that like at the top of one of the hours, like 3 o'clock or something like that, they started playing taps on the speakers. That's the song we play over here at funerals and stuff like that. And everybody stood up and faced the flag.
Really?
And I was like, that is the first time I've ever been to some kind of Memorial Day celebration where people acknowledge that it's Memorial Day.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. Other than that, it was the usual. Women had their bathing suits on, were made of the stars and stripes.
Oh yeah.
Men had their flags on with the blue stripes and the "Don't tread on me" or "Don't let the government keep you down" shirts on the back. But,
so this wasn't just like a Polish people thing. This was like everyone.
This is like the community out there. Everybody that lives in that neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Kind of thing, but mixed with Polish people.
I think the only people who were Polish there actually this time. One of the few times I've gone and done something where everybody wasn't Polish. Okay. It was just my wife and her cousins and stuff like that.
I learned recently that our flag code states that you cannot have our flag on a T-shirt or clothing.
Yep.
I just learned about that, and that's what we all do. Yeah, no one does that. We all wear it. I mean, hell, it's on Speedos, right?
Right.
But in Poland, I think it's a lot more seriously taken than.
I think in our episode where we talked about that, I think they kind of cleared it up for us.
Yeah.
Because we weren't sure about foreigners wearing the eagle and stuff like that, and they kind of cleared it up for us. It was more that. It said Polish drinking team on it in combination with the eagle, that it's kind of derogatory towards the national symbol or something like that.
Yeah.
Which brings us to another good point: is today's shirt.
Yeah.
Because it has the Polish eagle on it.
Here. So looks like a soccer jersey.
Let's see. Yeah. First you see it's got the emblem on the side here.
Right.
So this was my wife's cousin bought it for me. A lot of times, for a while, I was really into running. I've kind of switched now into more weight training and stuff like that. But I was really into running for a while. So it's one of those running shirts or whatever.
Are you a bodybuilder?
No, I'm not. I just play one on TV.
Okay.
But let's go. Let's see here now.
Whoa, we got the big eagle. You're not allowed to wear that. It's cultural appropriation.
On the back.
Oh, okay. Polska. Okay.
Polska. Yeah. So
that's cool.
This is my workout shirt.
Yeah. That's cool. Wait, so where's this from? What's the backstory?
Like I said, they bought it. Somebody bought it for my birthday or Christmas or something like that one year because, like I said, I was really into running at the time, so it's like a running shirt. The first time I was running in Poland was actually kind of funny. My wife told me. At the time, I was bringing my sneakers, I was bringing my running clothes and shorts, and when we were going there on vacation. And my wife was like, nobody runs in Poland. She's like, I don't know, people are gonna think you're crazy.
That is true, isn't it?
Like that.
I've seen Nordic walking there, but I haven't really seen a whole lot of running. Do you know what Nordic walking is?
Yeah. Lately, I've seen I've seen they have marathons there. People obviously run. I pointed out to her every time I see it now that they have running there. But that first morning I was there, I put on my clothes. It was like 7:30 in the morning or something like that. I went out for a run, and there were definitely people staring at me like, "What is wrong with this guy?" I don't know if they were staring at me more that I was a foreigner, running it, or the fact that I was running, right?
I mean, how'd they know that you were a foreigner?
Oh, I think it's pretty obvious.
Really?
I'm not Polish. When you look at me, I think it's pretty obvious I'm not Polish.
Because of like facial features and all of that? Yeah.
I don't have like the Polish nose. I have a lot of, hair.
Or
and
like
stuff
the cheekbones.
Like that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but whatever. I went for my run.
I doubt they can tell. I doubt they can tell.
I
think you're overthinking it.
There was one point. So I don't know if I've talked about this before. There's only been one time where anybody has said anything like derogatory.
What?
What was that noise?
I accidentally hit my stand.
He's like, what? Like, you know what?
Why did that make you laugh, though?
It was just making a funny noise. Oh, he kept going.
I mean, I just hit this thing. What is so funny about that?
It was a funny noise. I don't know. And the fact that you were just sitting there like, nothing happened. It's all good.
Well, it's just, like I was planning on muting it, but now... Now that you talked about it, now I'm going to show it.
This needs to be a blooper clip now.
No, this is going the first clip. Everyone's going to see this one.
All right.
I hope the mic didn't pick that up. Like, I hope it wasn't super loud. It's a bit of a new mic.
I mean, I assume if I heard it, then the mic must have picked it up, right?
I was going to mute it. Okay. All right. So before I rudely interrupted you, you were talking about, kind of like the look with, Americans and Polish people and how it's different and stuff. I think I've talked about it before once or twice.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's obvious. I mean, we can tell when Polish people are here. So I assume they can tell when Americans are, more than just how we dress completely different than all Europeans over there. So I would say the only time, I would say mostly when I've been in Poland, the experience has been very positive. The only time anything derogatory has ever happened to me in Poland was and I didn't even understand it because I didn't know Polish that well at the time, but I was walking down the street with my wife and her cousin or something like that, and they walked past us, and all of a sudden the guys walked past, and all of a sudden my wife's cousin turns around and gives them a look. He mumbled something, I didn't understand what he said. And I asked him, what was going on? And he said something that he made some comment that, because I think I was holding my wife's hand and everything like that. Some comment that a foreigner they're taking our women or something like that, right? And I was like, okay. So he definitely recognized that I was at least, maybe not American, but definitely recognized I was a foreigner.
Really? Really though? You must have been speaking English.
We'll throw it to the comments of whether people can tell.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious that I'm not Polish. And I think.
And do I look Polish? Tell me below. Yeah. Tell us who looks more Polish, who looks totally non-Polish. I'm curious.
Like I said, I'm Italian and Irish, and I think I look the part.
Yeah.
It doesn't show up on these videos, but I have pretty pale skin and I have tons of hair, so that's the Italian and the Irish right there.
Red beard, kind of, right? Is it red? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine goes red once it gets to your length, like a little bit longer, and mine goes red as well.
Yeah, my hair used to be the same.
Oh, really?
In the summer, it would get all brown and red and everything like that.
So you're a ginger
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you have a soul?
You warn y'all. This is what happens when you get older. Your hair turns black first before turning white.
Really?
Yeah, my hair was never pitch black like it is now.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Mine's going gray.
My hair was brown when I was a kid. Like I said, brown, and then it turned red. This is a weird conversation for the podcast, but whatever. It was brown and it had red highlights in the summer, and then now it's black.
So you are a confirmed ginger. Wow.
Yeah.
Who knows if you have a soul? I don't know. Okay, so you know, I was thinking in this episode we could talk about our Polish encounters, random Polish encounters we've had. I have 3 stories to share. They're
Okay.
probably pretty quick.
Okay.
So I used to work at a hotel
Mm-hmm.
way back, and we would see pretty much everyone going from Canada all the way to Florida, pretty much at this hotel. So we were kind of in the middle of it. This was in Pennsylvania, and this one time, this guy and I think his wife came up to the counter. I worked front desk, and I checked them in, and he hands me his license, to get checked in with address and all that stuff. And I go to see his last name, and it's something like Polonia or yeah, something kind of like that. And I was like, "Do you happen to be Polish by any chance?" And he was like, "Yes, yes, I am," in a very strong Polish accent. And he was so shocked by this, even to the point where, so at the front desk, I used to have my school books, right? And I used to study school as I'm pretty much checking people in because, at times I had a lot of free periods. And I had my Polish book right there on the front counter. And I was like, "Look, yeah, I'm learning Polish." And he was so shocked. We were talking in some Polish, and he even called his mother in Poland. And we started talking on the phone. He just handed me his phone, and her and I were talking on the phone. And it was just such a weird, like, random experience.
Right.
That was one of them. And then another experience I had was last summer. I was at the beach, and I went to this kayak rental place, and the lady there had a bit of an accent, and she kind of had that Polish look.
Right.
And so I was like, "What's your name?" And she said something like, I don't know. It was like, I think it was like Kate or something like that. Or no, it was Carolina. That's what she said. And so I was like, "Are you Polish? Do you happen to be Polish?" And she's like, "Yes, yes, I am." And then I started talking to her in Polish. It was like such a weird, like in the middle of nowhere at this beach where there's no other Poles. And she's working there at a kayak rental shop. This Polish mother.
I think they said something. There's some statistic about how many Polish people live outside the country. It's a fairly large
It is, isn't it?
number.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you can find them everywhere
Yeah.
in the world,
Yeah.
it feels like. And from what I've experienced, Polish people love to travel in general.
Yeah.
Kind of related, one of the stories that we always found shocking as Americans, I guess we'll say, is when we were in Poland, the maid of honor at my wedding, she was talking to all my friends and greeting them and everything like that. And I don't know, topic came up about going on vacation or something like that. And she said, oh, she wanted to come down to like the Caribbean islands and stuff like that. And she said something to the effect of like, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go stay down there for a month or something like that. And the Americans are like, what are you going to do? You're going to quit your job? What are you going to do when you come back? She's like, I'll just get another job.
Yeah.
And just that attitude, like, of like, yeah, this, I'm going to go do this thing for a while. And then, I don't need my job while I'm doing that. And I'll get, no problem. I'll get another one when I come back. I feel like that's a very, maybe more European. I don't know if it's specifically Polish,
Probably
but
more
it's
European, right?
it's definitely not an American mentality,
No,
right? We
no way.
protect our jobs with every ounce of strength that we have, right? To the point that it becomes the central point of our lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely an interesting take. And I remember people still talk about that comment that she made to this day. But like you said, it leads to, in the strangest places, you will run into Polish people, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Probably
I only have a few stories, and that was really it. So you probably have so many more because you live near more Polish people.
Well, I have a couple. Well, see, that's the thing, is running into Polish people isn't a rare occurrence for me these days. So I have a couple where like it was very unexpected, and I was surprised by it. I think the biggest one was another one. It's another one of these moments where, like going in Poland, you're like, what is going on? What is happening to my life? Yeah. Right. So, in addition to being invited to a wedding in Poland by one of my friends, I was also invited to a wedding in Africa by one of my friends.
Where?
Malawi. So
I don't even know what that is.
It's like maybe, so we flew down to South Africa. We took maybe like an hour and a half flight north. So it's down in the bottom part of Africa.
Okay.
So my friend, he was like the best man at my wedding. He's Indian, right?
Yeah.
So I went to Africa for an Indian wedding.
An Indian American or from India?
He's Indian American.
Okay.
Like his parents are the immigrants.
Yep.
Yeah. So what it turns out is there's a lot of Indian people in Africa, because back when they were both British colonies.
Right.
People were moving all over the place, displaced all over the place, moving through the British Empire and stuff.
I never knew that there's a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know that till I got there. It was very interesting. So his now wife, her whole family lives in Africa. So yeah, I never thought I'd take a trip to Africa, but
that'd be cool.
No, take a trip to Africa. I took a trip to Africa, and I dressed up, and this is one of those places we'll drop a picture in the video where I had on all my Indian garb. I was dancing barefoot in the middle of Africa, wearing the traditional Indian getup and
with
stuff like that.
Music, Indian music and stuff.
With the music and everything. Okay. It was pretty neat.
And they were all speaking Hindu?
They all spoke English.
Hindi, I guess.
They did. Yeah. I think there's India has multiple languages. I think Hindi is the main one.
Yeah.
But point of the whole story is, so we flew out of JFK. We had to fly to South Africa, to Johannesburg first. It's like a 15-hour flight, direct flight.
From New York, wow.
From New York, yeah. We get there, you know how you feel when you've flown overnight from Poland, right? Something's very similar.
Kind of drunk,
time difference,
slightly buzzed almost.
I think we drank a lot of liquor on the plane just to handle that long a time being sitting there.
Yeah.
But we get there, and I got off the plane, and we're waiting in the customs line or whatever. And, I'm just kind of out of it. I'm like, whatever. I'm standing there. Again, my wife's cousin went with us because he's, in the group of friends. So he's standing next to me. All of a sudden, 3 or 4 guys in front of us, you just start hearing, kurwa, blah, 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 and it's like a couple of Polish guys. And we're like, I turned to my wife's cousin. I'm like, we just flew halfway around the world. And there's a couple of Polish guys sitting in front of us in Africa.
It's like, where are they not, right?
I'm like, of course. The first thing I said in Africa, there's a couple of Polish guys sitting here. That exactly makes perfect sense.
And you and I, whenever we hear it in public, I mean, I'm guessing you're the same. Your ears are instantly magnified to the sound of Polish people talking, right?
It perks up.
It's like, whoa, what are they talking about? Let's listen in.
Right.
I think that's everyone that's, learning that language. They always try to listen in on, whoever is talking that.
It's definitely, I think, I don't know if we've mentioned this on the podcast or just off the podcast. I find it very, when I'm traveling and I hear it, I find it very relaxing. It kind of it comforts me a little bit, especially when I'm in places for the first time. A lot of times I don't take a direct flight to Poland from here. I'll fly to other countries. Similar
I always do that, sadly.
Yeah. And when you're in these countries for the first time, you're a little worried. Okay, where's the customs? Where's the gate? Do people speak English?
And
all that kind of stuff.
It's like, oh, I'm here.
And then once you start hearing the Polish, you're like, okay, I'm good now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can relax.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other encounter I had was, so again, as I mentioned earlier in this podcast, I was really into running for a while, doing 5Ks and 10Ks and half marathons and stuff like that. So I was up north, a little bit closer to New York City, and we were doing a 5K one day.
How many miles is that?
3.1 miles. So what I like to do when I run is I have a similar material to this shirt. I'll wear it on a
soccer
podcast
jersey.
I have a soccer jersey.
Polyester.
Yeah, that's
spandex. Yeah.
It's for the Jagiellonia team in Białystok.
The yellow and red.
Yes.
Traitor.
So I like to I like to wear that one when I'm running around. When I'm running in these races, because people don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Go to these random towns in America and wear a Polish shirt.
Yeah.
So at the end of one of these races, some guy, he was an old guy. He came up to me and he was like, "Excuse me." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you Polish?" I'm like, no, why? He's like, well, he's like, your back of your shirt says Białystok. And I was like, yeah, my wife's Polish. She's from Białystok. I bought the shirt. Yeah. He's like, my mom is from Białystok.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. And he's like, I've never been there, but I always remember, my mom telling me, like, he's an only, I'd probably say he's like in his 70s or something like that. He's like, I remember my mom talking about it. I'm like, oh, you should go. You should definitely go. We sat there and we talked for like 20-30 minutes about why he should go to Poland and stuff like that. I think I finally convinced him by the end.
Really?
And then he wanted to get his picture taken with me. Mm-hmm. So when he went back, he could show his family and stuff like that. Yeah. At this random race in New Jersey, he ran to this guy wearing a Białystok shirt.
And do you have any other examples? Weird.
Those are my two
encounters?
Two main. Like I said, I run into a Polish person around here where I live.
Okay, yeah.
It's a daily occurrence. I'm used to it, and even a lot of them know me at this point. Like when we go to church or we go to the restaurants or something like that. It's always fun to practice Polish, especially we go up. There's some restaurants here where the waiters speak. It's like being in Poland. They speak both Polish and English and stuff like that. So it's fun to go to them and and practice your
lucky
Polish.
Bastard.
But yeah, so when I experience Polish people away from this area, then it kind of sticks out more to me as something like, it's not surprising, again, because of all my friends here and all the places they travel to, places I never would have thought of going to and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Polish people just, they like to see the world. It's interesting. It's also neat to kind of jump on that wagon with them and go see what they're going to see and stuff like that. So you must have another story. You must have something else you want to tell me about.
Like Polish encounters.
Yeah.
I mean, see, I'm not as cool as you, so I only have one other one, which is
very few people are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the only other experience is going to the Polish store. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me. I have 2 videos featuring that store actually. Okay. The owner there, she's so nice, and yeah, I don't know, just a Polish store, like good food, all of that stuff.
Does she speak Polish as well?
Oh yeah, I mean she's from there.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
And delicious food, like kielbasa, everything. So.
What do you like to get from there?
Kielbasa, perła, candies. Like different chocolates. Okay.
I think I've seen a bunch of times you've had those vodka-filled chocolates.
I have a story about that I don't know if I should share for this one or maybe another one.
Or we should have used it in the drinking bag.
Yeah, probably. But the story is about getting food poisoning and being on the toilet for like 5 days straight. So maybe we can talk about that in another episode, because that's actually a whole story in itself, and it actually is featured in one of my YouTube videos. It's kind of
got it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next one. But
okay. So let's just go right straight back to food then.
Yeah.
We'll skip the alcohol for now. We talked about alcohol last episode.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go into
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food like in Poland?
Tough to say. They're all so good. I like kopitka.
Actually, we always talk about. A lot of people talk about what they love, right? Food-wise, they love. Let's bring out the negative. All right. Let's bring out what you hate. All right, with Polish food. What do you hate? Or what won't you try?
So, the only thing I just refuse to try, no matter how many drinks I've had, no matter whatever, is tartar. The raw beef with the egg on it.
So
and I'm like,
it's kind of like this mound of raw beef. I'm pretty sure I've actually never seen it. Maybe I should look up a picture right now.
It looks like, the best way to explain it to you is, when you go to the grocery store and they have like the pound of raw beef or ground beef or whatever, it's like they just took it and dropped it on the plate. I completely, I'm not an idiot. I completely understand there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
But as an American, growing up, going to the grocery store with your parents, seeing that your mother buy that every week to make hamburgers, that's what it looks like, right?
I looked it up and it came up as tartar for teeth, so I have to look up Polish dish.
That's like T-A-R.
I did, and it came up as tartar.
Oh, really?
Still, yeah, on teeth. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. This is what I imagined. I've never seen this before, but so the egg, it looks like, is that cooked or no? Is the egg even cooked? No. Are you sure?
The ones I've seen, the egg hasn't been cooked.
Look it up right now, because it looks like on the images here, it almost looks like it's steamed, possibly. I don't know, like just the egg.
Like, is it white?
Or no, maybe I'm just dumb. It's probably not. But anyways, this, my father-in-law, he's talked about it in the past, and he's asked if I wanted to try it. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I think I'm good on that one.
They love it. My wife loves it, and I'm like, no, thank you.
Maybe it's just here where everyone always talks about salmonella and bacteria and things.
I'm sure it's good,
yeah.
But it's one of those, like I said, it's getting over the mental
right
image of it or whatever, right? The only other one that I was like, I kind of stepped back. I think I've tried more, obviously, as I've have a wife here and doing it. And I remember some of the first times I went to Poland, there was some kind of, I forget exactly what was in it, but it was like a clear gelatin, and there was like chicken and like there was all bits of things inside the gelatin, or whatever. And I was like, nah, I'm good on that one.
Yeah.
More so, it was served. So it was served at a wedding, and then what happens is the next day they bring out like the leftovers from the wedding and they serve it again at the next day party, right? And so now, I think that's when somebody actually asked me if I wanted to eat it, and now I know. Okay, it had been sitting there for a day over. It was sitting out in the sun because we're all outdoors, and I'm like, I'm good on that one,
Yeah. Did you have that for a Christmas dish at all?
No.
Okay.
Not that one. No. Usually, like, Christmas Eve, right, is when we have all the fish and the 12 dishes of fish.
Galareta.
Yeah.
Galarecci?
I mean, that's the gelatin.
But there's different ones. There's like ryba,
Yeah.
galarecci. There's galareta z nushek.
Yeah.
And
like I said, like the one I had almost looked like the one I saw. It almost looked like it was like everything that's in like chicken soup.
Yeah.
Was inside.
Like you think you could just put it in a pan and just put it in the microwave or something, and it turns into soup, right?
Yeah.
That's for me. It's like the combination of it all being cold is what initially got to me, and I couldn't really stand that at first.
Yeah.
With this tartar, right? Like it's cold texture, like it's soft, it's mushy. And it's the same thing when it comes into a lot of Polish dishes, is that they're very cold.
Yeah.
And
yes,
this was hard for me to get over because I'm used to microwaving the hell out of something, so it's
right.
Super warm and cooked.
Right.
I'm getting over it though. I'm trying to accept. Maybe I should try this for a video, tartar. Once I'm in Poland again, I'll do that. I'll try it. I'll give it a try. I'll let you know.
If you're gonna try, if you try it, maybe we'll try it on the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll try it together. My wife makes some.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
We'll try it together.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna regret
back to what
that.
You're saying. Back to what you were saying about the stuff being served cold. I don't know if you had a ryba po grecku.
Let me look it up.
That's like it's like, imagine like haddock here and it's in a bowl of like tomato sauce and carrots and stuff like that.
Yes, that sounds.
Okay.
Yes, I've had this. It's like a carroty type of dish. Yeah,
it's a carroty sauce, but the fish is inside, right?
I've had it. Only cold, I think.
And so that one is served cold.
Yeah,
and maybe I should try it again and see what I like. But I'm used to fish. Like, I don't like sushi. I'm used to fish being served hot.
Yeah.
Right? And so that one, specifically ryba po grecku, I used to what happens is my wife, they make it, right? And it's hot at that moment, and then they put it in the fridge, and then they eat it later once it's cold,
Yeah.
So when my wife makes it here, it's just as soon as it's ready and it's hot, we eat it. And I'm like, okay, I'm eating that one hot.
Yeah, that one, you know what? I love all of my mother-in-law's cooking. It's all very good. It's just hard for me to get over the temperatures and textures in some cases, and that's one of them. It's not totally bad, though. It's okay. It's actually really good on bread, that one. The carrot stuff.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Definitely.
There's another one. It's like raw, not raw, but boiled eggs, and they're cold, and they're with some cream or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what it's called?
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it like, holidays or Easter, I think, specifically.
That one, I think I tried once, and I can't really do boiled eggs. It's like my own problem that I have. Okay. So, and then it's cold.
There's a lot of the salads, like they like I don't know if you like mayonnaise or not. In general.
Well, I mean, a little bit is fine, but not tons.
Like they put mayonnaise on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. There was a big discrepancy between my wife and I when she first moved here. That she was like, I'm going to put mayonnaise on this. I'm like, do not put mayonnaise on that. That's disgusting, No. I don't like mayonnaise. And she couldn't understand why I didn't like mayonnaise, and I couldn't understand why she liked mayonnaise. And so then we compared. We went and bought, she was always buying like Polish mayonnaise. And we went and bought like American, I don't even remember what the brand is nowadays, the traditional American mayonnaise. Hellmann's. Yeah. Hellmann's, that's what it is, yeah. And she tried that. And she was like, I completely understand now why you've hated mayonnaise your entire life. It's
nasty, right?
She's like, this is disgusting.
Yeah. And I might have showed this in one of my videos, but if you go to Walmart and you go to, it's the aisle with pickles, I'm pretty sure. They have like a bulk type of thing. It's actually the coffee aisle. They have this little bulk section, and they have like these massive jars of pickles, right? But we can actually get into that conversation about pickles if you want, because they're definitely different from here in Poland.
Absolutely.
But then they have these massive jars of mayonnaise, and it just seems so disgusting. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, oh,
food in bulk in general, bulk sizes grosses me out.
Yeah, and especially if it's like some American, chemical, food.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it goes back to when I was in college. I worked in the cafeteria. And so I saw how they were making these foods.
I feel so sorry for you.
Pots and everything like that, and like just seeing anything made in bulk, I'm like, no,
Did they get all the food from like Cisco?
It's all like government stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, we made the joke when we were kids. It was always like grade D government cheese or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
It's just more plastic than actual food.
Yeah.
Right. Now, how do you, in general? Like I would say in general, Polish people like, I guess, a sour taste on a lot of things. How did you get used to that? Have you been eating over there?
I am definitely open to trying new foods. Like, I think it was 3 days ago or a few days ago, I had, I've been working around this Peruvian guy, and he always goes to like these Mexican places, and they eat cow tongue. So I just had cow tongue tacos the other day. They were actually really good. Yeah, try your cow tongue.
Tastes like chicken.
It actually it tasted like a fatty beef. I thought it was going to be super chewy, but it wasn't. So, anyways, so I'm open to trying new foods, and the sour portion, it's okay.
It's an acquired taste, though, I would say. Like, like it for
sure.
There's a lot of things my wife has told me. You're gonna have to try this like 6 or 7 times, and then you're gonna get used to it, and it's gonna taste good at that point.
Yeah, definitely. I'm still trying to get over all of it myself, and get better at accepting it. Some of it, there's some that I just love so much, and I just want to eat all the time. Borscht, pierogi, like those are definitely my solid ones. I for sure love. And like I said, anything my mother-in-law cooks is always a plus. And yeah.
Now, does she? I assume when she makes you something, she hovers over you and watches your every movement.
No.
To make sure you like it and everything.
No. Oh, whenever she makes something, and then gives it to
when
me?
she cooks something.
No, probably not.
Okay.
Maybe before she was trying to gauge my reaction. I'm not really sure, but
right at the beginning when she was giving you stuff for the first time. And stuff like that.
But I always say thank you so much for the food. It was amazing because it always is.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm not even making that up. Like, it was always good. So I try to be, thankful and always say how much I love it.
One thing that it's another one of these my wife always has to explain for me to explain how I am to other people is that I eat very slow, especially compared to Polish people.
Yeah, in some cases I eat too.
Yeah, and they take that as I don't like the food.
Ooh.
And I'm like, no, it's like, I like it. This is how I eat.
Right.
There was once I was in London and they gave me, what was it? Gołąbki and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And I was, I'm just eating at my normal pace.
Wait, gołąbki, isn't that it's like a ball of,
yeah,
it's like a dough?
It's like a pork. Yeah, no. It's like pork with like rice in it, and it's wrapped in cabbage.
Gołąbki. I have to look that up. So tell me about it.
Yeah. So this was the first time I was eating that, and like cabbage is not something is part of like an American diet, right? So this was a new thing. So I might even be eating a little bit slower because it was a new taste for me and everything like that. And I think she put 2 on my plate and some mashed potatoes, and I got through like one of them, and it just took so long that she just like ripped the plate away from me as soon as I finished the first one. She's like, "Go in the other room. They're drinking in there." Go.
It was that bad.
And I was like, "I like it. This is just how I eat,
Yeah.
And so nowadays, even these days, I've been there plenty of times, but my wife will I hear her simply saying, he likes it. This is just how he eats. Just, give him a break.
Yeah. I have to tell everyone, I have sinned. I've not tried this one, gołąbki.
You haven't gołąbki? Okay.
I've not had that. Nope. Never had that one. It looks
so it's like it's like I said, it's like pork, and there's rice in there.
And it's wrapped.
And it's wrapped in cabbage.
That seems pretty
good. And then they put tomato sauce over the top of the whole thing. Yeah. And usually served with mashed potatoes.
Warm, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's warm. That's usually a staple here is my wife will make a bunch of them and then throw them in the freezer. And then we'll just kind of break them out and cook them as needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Pierogi, what's your favorite?
I'd have to go with meat pierogi.
Yeah.
Like my wife's specialty is the sauerkraut and the mushrooms.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I think I like the meat one better.
Okay.
But that was a new thing for me to discover as well, is that they have fruit pierogi.
Yeah, and I've only tried strawberries, I think.
Apparently blueberry is like the one to get because they don't use the same blueberries we have here. They have like some kind of
really
special blueberries over there.
I was thinking about making this nasty American combination, which is like cut up or mini pierogi or cut up into vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
Good, bad?
Maybe.
Actually, I think I've tried that before with the strawberry one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to a restaurant and had the strawberry pierogi, and they put like whipped cream on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume it'd be kind of similar.
It's never American enough for me. I have to put on. I'm just kidding. But yeah.
The other interesting thing about food, I was wondering, the first couple of times maybe you went to Poland, was there any American food that you were missing?
A solid burger. Okay. A solid burger, and you could argue that. I guess you could argue this one as well as Mexican food, right? We have tons of Mexican shops here, like Mexican grocery stores or restaurants.
Right.
And I love Mexican food. And I have not found a solid option of Mexican food in Poland.
Right.
Something that's spicy and everything just doesn't.
Spicy seems to be a thing they stick away from.
Yeah, they don't like spicy food there. So it's kind of hard to get that. Same thing with some Middle Eastern food, too. I can't find some good options for that. They have kebab and stuff, which is, I guess, more Turkish. But, they don't have, like, Middle Eastern food or Mexican.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I remember the first time I was there. So one of the staples, especially back then, is like maybe once a week I will go up to the bagel. I live in New York City, so bagels are a big thing here.
Yeah.
And I'll go up to the bagel shop and I'll get like a bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel, And I remember specifically that first trip to Poland when I was in the airport on the way coming back. And I was just telling everybody, I'm like, I cannot wait to go get a bagel, go get, you know, one of those bacon, egg, and cheese bagels. I'm like, I think
I've never seen
nowadays,
any bagels there.
No, I mean, so I saw.
I mean, bagels are Jewish, right?
Yeah, and they're like, Białystok used to have a lot of Jewish people in it,
Right.
and like in the Rynek, they have like similar like what you saw in Krakow. Every once in a while, they have people there selling stuff like that. And I know there was one time we were there. There was some Jewish people had to stand up, and they were selling bagels there. Obviously, it's different than the ones we have here. You know, with all the gluten and the loaded up with all kinds of chemicals and everything like that.
Our favorite.
But they were good.
So I don't know. I usually miss like a meaty burger once I'm there, or a steak. Because they don't really eat steak there at all. It seems like they don't eat a whole lot of cow.
No. Have you seen I forget what they're called. They're like pork steaks that we have, and when we go out and we're grilling, we eat those. Those are pretty good.
Yeah,
too.
they are.
Yeah.
And then just like tacos in general, you know, Mexican food. Sometimes I just really want a taco or tortilla chips. That's something.
Yes.
This is one of the biggest things for me. I mean, I eat tortilla chips every day, and I actually got my girlfriend addicted to them. And so we only found them in Auchan, and that's the only store that has them. I can't find them anywhere else.
So since you like them so much, I'm going to throw you my theory. One of the greatest tragedies in America is, you know, like when you go to like the convenience stores and like that, they have like the individual bags of potato chips.
Yep.
There are no individual bags of tortilla chips.
No, there's not. You're right.
Not that I've ever seen. You always had to buy like the 5 pound
bag.
The
big family bag. You know? I never thought of that.
Yeah. That's the one thing I desperately need in my life.
Right.
Is the individual bag of tortilla chips.
Yeah.
So that I don't eat the entire bag.
Yeah. And like I'm not a Lay's person. I'm not a Doritos person, but I'm a tortilla person. And I just love a plain tortilla chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it works out that my wife also likes Mexican food, as it turns out.
Oh,
She's
really?
one of the rare Polish people likes.
Can she stand spicy food?
Yeah,
My
she
girlfriend surprised me actually, because she definitely likes it as well.
She like specifically, I don't know, is Tex-Mex specifically an American thing?
I think it's Mexican, right?
I mean, it's Texas and Mexico, Tex-Mex, right?
Which one are we talking about here? Tex-Mex?
Like,
oh, is this that chip thing, or no?
No, just in general, just Tex-Mex food, right?
Tex-Mex food. I've never heard this before.
You've never heard this term before?
Tex-Mex food. No. Tex-Mexican. I've never heard of that before.
Wow.
Californians Tex-Mex near me. Wow. Interesting.
So it's like American food with a little more, or Mexican food with a little more of a Texas.
Oh, okay. So I like Tex-Mex food then. Yeah.
Yeah. Learn something new every day.
I'm a Tex-Mexican. That's what I am.
Right. So my my wife had been to America one other time. She had a friend that lived in San Antonio.
Yeah, I've been there.
She went and visited them, and she ate a lot of Mexican Tex-Mex food down there, and got the taste for it. So
yeah,
it's it's definitely something I like. Definitely something that is missing in Poland, but I'm glad that we currently have it here and everything like that.
Yeah, that is one of the things I really like about the U.S. is our wide variety of foods. You can go anywhere, get sushi. I know it's your favorite thing. You can get your raw fish. You can get whatever you want. They have it here,
right? And
it's cool to get,
especially, like I said, especially where I live. I mean, I guess you live probably near some big cities also. Like near New York, you can literally any food around the world.
Oh yeah,
you can get, and it's usually made by people from those countries.
Within 5 minutes, you can get it.
Yeah. So one other thing that's kind of interesting also is the food that we have in America and Poland that is the same, but the slight variations on it.
Right.
Like I said, the big one for me is pizza and how different.
Yeah.
I mean, the basics of pizza are the same in Poland and America, but the difference on what they put on pizza over there,
yeah,
kind of drives me a little nuts.
Corn?
To be honest, corn is one of them.
You don't like it?
I don't like corn on my pizza.
I fell in love with it.
Did you?
Yeah, I love it. It's this new texture. It's like this, it's kind of like, It's kind of like lettuce. How it has this crunchy, juicy texture, but it's not the lettuce taste that you couldn't put on a pizza. It's like a different.
I don't put lettuce on the pizza
right.
either, yeah.
And you couldn't put lettuce on a pizza, but it has this cool, crunchy, juicy texture to it. But corn is kind of the same way, but it adds almost this sweetness type of thing to it.
Okay, I can see that in the sweet. Cause I don't know. Are you a pineapple on pizza kind of guy or no?
I'm a freak.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like it.
Well. Apparently, you're weird if you like Hawaiian pizza. So.
Yeah. No, I love Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, me too.
But then there's a lot of like, what are they called? There's a lot of seafood type things they put on over there. That, like
what?
Like my wife really likes sardines, for example,
on pizza.
Her pizza, yeah, loves it.
Wait, I've never heard of this.
We had to get her like her own pizza because I'm like I can't have that on mine.
Sardines on pizza. Wow, I've never tried that one.
Yeah, and anchovies and all that fishy kind of stuff. You know, I'm like, no thanks.
I didn't even know those were options there. I had no clue.
Yeah. But the biggest offender for me is ketchup on pizza.
I tried it once and it was just too sweet. You know, it's Heinz. It's all like, sugar. If you look at it,
you have sauce already,
right?
On it,
yeah.
You know, I'm like, what are you putting ketchup on it for?
Right, and to me, it's too sweet. Like if you look at the back of a Heinz bottle, it's all sugar.
Now the big difference is I've had Polish pizza, zapiekanka.
Yes, I've had this actually. This is good. And I like this.
Ketchup on that makes the whole dish. Yeah. You know, it's like the perfect topping on top of it.
I've had that one. That's good.
So I guess I understand why they put ketchup on their American, we'll call it American pizza, Italian pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, but it's good on Polish people. I don't like it on regular pizza.
There's this Italian pizza shop in Gdańsk. It's in the Old Town, and one of my favorites in all of Poland, like for a pizza shop. And the guys don't even speak Polish or English, basically. They're all Italians. And I had this amazing pizza. It had egg on it. It had egg and ham. An over easy egg on it. Probably something you'd find disgusting. I thought it was going to be nasty, but it was so good. Oh my God.
In America, I've seen like scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't.
On a pizza.
I don't know about that, but over easy was good.
That sounds good. I'd eat an egg on a pizza.
It was good.
I mean, have you ever? You eat cutlets above it, right? That's like the breaded pork chop.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So over here at the restaurant, specifically over here, they call it the Warsaw cutlet. And they take the cutlets above big of it, and then they take 2 over easy eggs, cook it, and then they throw it on top.
Okay.
That's really
I bet that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm going to have to eat today. A lot of food because of this conversation. Did anything like bother you there, like food-wise? For example, with me, this is just a broad, I guess it's just a broad question, but for me, it was when I saw American ice cream. Ice cream. That was advertised everywhere, and I'm just thinking, you know, it's just ice cream, right? It's universal.
That's another one is coffee. They call it American coffee over there. I know there's a few things like that.
It's like, I wouldn't want that then. I would want, you know, something else.
Can we get into, speaking of ice cream, can we get into a little bit how crazy ice cream is over there? Like how popular it is over there.
Yeah, and it's all fruits, right?
There's constantly a line at the ice cream shop.
Yes, in the old towns. Yeah, it's just there's this one in Lublin that I'm thinking about, and I don't know the name of it offhand, but anyone who lives in Lublin can think of that. It's right on the Krakowski Street, and always packed. Always packed. I mean, there's just a massive line, a wait of like 20 minutes, and to me, it's just too long for ice cream.
Yeah.
So
there's that's my daughter specifically. That's the one thing they have, like a bubblegum ice cream or something like that. The bubblegum flavor, it's blue, and like that's all she talks about when we're sitting here in America is that we need to go to Poland so she can get this ice cream. So I guess she's definitely Polish. She does Polish genes in her.
Yeah. I actually do. I guess it was my American mentality of not wanting to try the ice creams with fruit on them. Like they had kiwi, they had all these other ones. I haven't tried any of those yet. I've only stuck with my safety net, my chocolate and Oreos.
Kiwi specifically the one I tried once.
That would definitely be a summer one, I think, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, I think Gritzon is going out of business.
Oh, right.
Or not going out of business, but I think they had to close a lot of stores, sadly. So that's kind of a solid one I always like to go to. But I'm guessing Polish people are like, don't go to that one. Go to the one in the old town that everyone else is going to. But
right. So then, if we're getting into desserts a little bit, we definitely... the other thing that I loved getting when I go there is they have like the gofry shops.
I haven't tried it. I have not tried it.
Oh my goodness, you have to try this.
My girlfriend needs to take me.
My wife doesn't understand how kids in America eat gofry for breakfast. Right, waffles and throw some syrup on it, and like this. She's like, it's a dessert. Right. It's not a breakfast. She's like, I don't understand why people are feeding their kids this over here.
Americans have turned their breakfast into a dessert. I think ever since probably 60s ish, right? I mean, with cereal, Fruit Loops, and it's all just frosted cereal.
Yep.
Waffles, Eggos, right? Lego, my Eggo, or Eggo. What is that? What's the Eggo. What's that pastry? What's that pastry thing?
There's the toast pastries.
Yeah, with like the doughboy on them.
The Pillsbury. Pillsbury doughboy.
Yes, and you sprinkle like a jelly over it.
Yeah. Those are like toaster pastries. They're called.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, that's actually nasty thinking about right now for breakfast. As a kid, I ate those Pop-Tarts. Yes, yes.
I don't know how we don't all have diabetes.
Right? I know. I mean, I grew up with that. I grew up with Swiss rolls. Were you familiar with those?
Yeah.
Corn dogs. I'm getting sick thinking about those because it's like this manufactured dessert. And when you think about it now, it's disgusting. But as a kid, it was like crack cocaine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like...
Yeah, I mean, you eat that stuff in the morning for breakfast. And then we go to school and have like we get like the cafeteria lunch or whatever. Yeah. Like I said, it was like
chocolate milk.
Grade D, chocolate milk, the pizza with the disgusting cheese on it and everything like that,
Soft dough.
And then you come home and you immediately raid the pantry for ho-hos and Twinkies and all
like
this stuff,
jelly, little jelly snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's horrible looking back at it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And it's funny now, like I see like my daughter when we're over there, she's usually chomping on like dried out like kielbasa when we're over there.
Really?
Like, kids love eating that stuff over there.
Yeah.
We actually, I know I told you enough about Polish people around here, but so we have a butcher here.
Yeah.
That my wife goes to get all our meat and everything like that. And every time my daughter's with my wife, they used to give her like a lollipop.
Yeah.
Every time she was there, right? And my wife finally yelled at them. She's like, please stop giving her so much sugar. She doesn't eat it, So now the butcher hands her a big piece of kielbasa when she goes there instead. And so they eat it in the car on the way back.
I've never had, well, okay, do they sell kielbasa like beef jerky? Like super dried out like that? They do.
There's a name for it. And like as we were sitting here talking about, I was trying to think of the name.
I haven't tried.
I
haven't tried that one.
Yeah.
I've only tried just regular, fresh,
like carbonosa or something like that. I can't remember the exact name.
You got a 69% on your Polish test. You have to remember
here. So what was I gonna say? Damn it. So. Again, trying to stay on both sides of the aisle. Is there anything that's ever like disagreed with you when you've gone over there?
Like, as in I was on the toilet for the next day, or like I didn't like?
Just like the next day going, I shouldn't have eaten that, or
I can tell you with liquid and things that I've drank the next day.
Well, that's the easy one,
right? In terms of eating. Do you have any examples? The second, because
Like
I have to think of
the
one. I don't know.
Like, cause I noticed, like, you know, when we're at these kind of parties, I'm usually the one thing, like you're at a wedding or something like that, and the one thing that usually my guard goes down on first after I've had a few drinks or something like that is what people offer me and whether I say no or yes, right? Usually when I say yes, it's when after like a drink and I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. And so I think it wasn't any one thing specifically, but I think after a night of trying all these different combinations of various different things, you know, like that my stomach has just never had before.
Yeah.
The next morning I'm like, I shouldn't have done that combination of all that different stuff, you know?
My girlfriend's family is really accepting with like me, you know, not wanting to try foods, but you know, so they haven't really tried to throw stuff down my throat, and most of the time they only give me a small portion of a new food. All the old food they load up my plate, and it's just this massive, you know, thing, and because they expect me to eat it all.
Because you're American,
right? Because you're American, you just eat so much. That's your stomach, right? That's me every single time. So yeah, always pick up the pounds.
Yeah. I think well, the big thing that they all really like. So the spiciest thing they have, that I've had is like horseradish.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and like that one, like if I eat it with the wrong combination of stuff, I'm just like the next time
I get sick off that. Yeah,
do that.
I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, me, like, when it comes to personally, I get sick when it comes to things that are really cheesy, creamy, and garlicky. I'll be on the toilet for the next few days there. I just wanted everyone to know that. So
note to self.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So my stomach just doesn't agree, I guess. I don't know.
All right. So listen, we covered everything that we don't like. We covered stuff in the middle. But we never really said what our favorite thing is. So now we'll bring it around at the end. We'll say, okay, what are your top 3 things that you have to, when you go to Poland, what are the top 3 things you got to eat?
Instantly?
While you're like, you can't say you went to Poland without eating it, basically.
Pierogi,
right?
kielbasa. Okay, I was gonna say another liquid, and it's that it's like a banana juice. Another food I have to try. You go ahead and give me your 3. I'll think of another one.
Okay. So the 3 things I always have to eat when I'm there.
Yeah.
I have to eat kopitka.
Okay.
I have to eat cutlets above it. And I have to eat, I don't know if you know this one, probably do, is babka ziemniaczana.
No. What is that one?
Okay. So that one is, imagine like, take like a cake pan. Right? And my wife, she sits there like half the day shredding potatoes. Right? So it's all...
Yeah.
So this fills up this whole thing with, it's like potatoes, it's kielbasa, and it's like bacon, but not like the bacon we have here, like the real bacon from the butcher and like pieces like that. And so then she bakes it in the oven, she cooks it up, and you eat it like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Thing,
that sounds good.
basically. But I'll tell you what, the best part of it, and that's one other thing I'd say about Polish food, but I'll get to that, is so the next day you take it and you slice it into like really thin slices, and then you fry it in some oil.
Yeah.
And you eat that for like breakfast the next day. Oh,
is that good?
That's like heaven on earth
really?
Right there. It's unbelievable. And so the other point I want to make real quick is that I don't know what it is, for some reason Polish food always tastes better the next day.
Yeah,
like
a lot of it does.
Polish food is so good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just juices have a time to mix with everything and stuff like that, you know, or what it is, but man, Polish food on the next day is unbelievable.
For me, it's pierogi, kielbasa, and there's this salad that my mother-in-law makes. It's like this. She calls it Mexican salad, but it's like a layer. So think of like this glass bowl that she puts it in, and you can see each layer. There's like some type of cream, lettuce, corn, cucumbers, spices, something else, and it fills up this entire bowl. So I would say that, and then any of her cakes that she makes is always, you know, cheesecake. She makes that. Like, she makes a lot of cakes, and they're amazing.
Sernik. Yeah, so that was one thing it took my wife a while to get used to. was they have a different kind of defining the right cheese. She kept telling me how great cheesecake she makes, and then she first moved here and she was using like store ingredients from the American store, and she just kept throwing away cheesecake after cheesecake. She was throwing away, and even then she started getting a little bit better, and she's like maybe you can take it to your friends to work or something like that. And she's like, nope, never mind. She just threw it out. Finally, once she found some of the Polish stores and got like the Polish ingredients, then she was able to make the cheesecake she was expecting to make.
My girlfriend tried to make uruskie pierogis here, and she couldn't do it because of the cheese here. They have to have their specific cheese, so we went to the Polish store.
You eat charlotka, right?
Which one's that?
American,
I'm bad with the names.
Like
you have to.
It's like our equivalent of like apple pie, but it's like an apple cake kind of thing.
Yeah, any of that, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I don't know if I've tried that one.
Put that one on your list.
They're gonna kill me if I say no, but I don't remember this one. Yeah, I'm walking the plank here, man. I'm walking the plank.
Quick, text your girlfriend. Have I ever eaten charlotka before?
This looks so familiar to me.
I mean, it's a common thing to eat over
Yeah, I've had to try this. I've had to.
Yeah.
Don't kill me.
That's my go-to dessert, I would say, for Polish stuff over there.
Yeah.
You know, once, like I said, once when I'm there, I want to go to the gofry store and get the gofry. You got to try this gofry with whipped cream and then some fruit on top.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
That's unbelievable. Yeah.
I haven't tried that one.
But charlotka is my go-to. You know, that's the one I need to have. So
I think I'm gonna now go and eat.
I was gonna say I am starving.
Yeah.
Now.
Do you want to call it a wrap?
Now that that sounds like a podcast to me.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the Discord below, and we can all chat, and you can ask some questions, and we'll all hang out. And yeah, do you want to say anything?
Good talking to you again. We'll see if we're gonna make another one next week.
We'll see. Let's hope so. Anyways, guys, see you later.